Hi guys, I'm YouTube legend Dusty the White, and this is the top 10 Christian fails of 2016. Haven't done this in like 3 years, so I thought I was due. So let's jump right in and see what these motherfuckers have been up to. Number 10 is this fucking douchebag. This is Ken Hovind's son, Ark Encounter. You guys might remember I did a video on him called Stand Up to Christian Terrorists. And I basically explained right to his face why he's such a fucking douche. Well, anyway, if you need further proof of how much of a douche this guy is, let's watch.
I don't know if you guys realize this, but a lot of restaurants and fast food places are now asking for your name so you don't get it mixed up with somebody's order and so people will pay attention. It's a great opportunity to witness to other people.
God, no,
hey,
it's not.
I'd like to have
please never do
two-pack
this.
with a
Please never
lights,
fucking
please.
do this.
Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
That'll be it. For here to go.
For here.
Can I have your name?
You can. Jesus Christ is Lord.
Okay.
Say it nice and loud. I want to make sure I hear it. I'm way in the back over there, okay?
Right.
All right.
Yep. God, this guy's such a fucking douche.
Okay.
It just drips off him. The douche
There you go.
oozes out of his pores.
Now, all you got to do is sit back and let them witness for you. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's a true statement right there. That's a true statement.
That's a true statement right there. Look at all the people we won over to Jesus Christ by doing this. Nobody. You won nobody over to fucking Jesus Christ doing that bullshit. All you did was make people think you're a fucking tool bag. Because you are a fucking tool bag. It's not witchcraft. Them saying Jesus Christ is Lord is not a spell that's suddenly magically going to turn people Christian. Definitely worthy of being number 10 on the top 10 Christian fails of 2016. And number 9, we have the Jehovah's Witnesses apparently are at it again, and they don't like the homosexuals all that much. For some reason, God really cares where you put your penis and or vagina. And even though God made the male G-spot in the butt, the prostate, he still doesn't want you messing with it. Anyway, the Jehovah's Witnesses made a cartoon telling kids how awful it is to be gay and to make sure they let all their friends know how awful it is. Nice little girl looking at all the nice pictures that everybody's drawn in her class. And like, uh-oh, one of them has 2 moms. What? They're in love. It seems okay to me. What could be wrong with 2 women being in love?
Look, Mom. I drew our family in school today.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have time to finish Caleb's face. Carrie drew 2 mommies.
What?
She told me they're married to each other. My teacher
Sinner.
says that all that matters is that people love each other and that they're happy.
Hell no, fuck love.
Well, people have their own ideas about what is right and wrong.
But I'm
what
right and they're
matters
wrong.
is how Jehovah feels. He wants us to be happy.
Let me tell you
and
how
he
God
knows
thinks.
how we can be happiest. That's why he invented marriage the way he did.
You mean 1 man and 1 woman?
Exactly.
Exactly,
Look
of
at Genesis
course.
1:27.
Let's look at it.
Jehovah created Adam and Eve, male and female.
And then a snake talked.
Then in Genesis 2:24, he said that a man will stick to his wife.
And then he killed everybody on earth with the
Later,
flood because they
Jesus
didn't do what he
said
wanted
the
them to do.
same thing. Jehovah's standards haven't changed.
Really? It used to be okay to
It's
marry
kind of like going on an
13-year-olds.
airplane.
Seems like his
What would
standards have
happen
changed.
if someone wanted to bring something on the plane that wasn't allowed?
They couldn't go on their trip.
Right. It's the same with Jehovah. He wants us to be his friend and live in paradise
I don't want to be
forever.
Jehovah's friend. Fuck Jehovah.
We have to follow his standards to get there. At Matthew
his
7,
standards.
13, and 14,
Fuck
it talks
Matthew
about
13,
the road
17.
leading to paradise. To get there, Jehovah says we have to leave some things behind.
Like Jehovah?
That
That's
means
what I want to leave behind.
anything Jehovah doesn't approve of.
But I want everyone to get to paradise.
So does Jehovah. And you know
Apparently
what?
not.
People can
The all-powerful
change.
God wanted everybody to go to
That's why
paradise.
we share
Everybody
his
would be in
message.
paradise.
So, what can you say to Carrie?
Well, I could tell her about the paradise. I could tell her about the animals.
I could warn her. Her
and the
parents are going to
resurrection.
hell for being in
That's
love with each other.
awesome.
That's awesome. Go tell her that. No, don't go fucking tell her that. Dear religious assholes, don't fucking teach your children to hate. If God existed and he don't give a fuck who loves who. Everybody can love each other. Isn't that what God's supposed to be about? Love? Isn't it amazing that your God seems to always have the same biases you do? Funny how that works out, isn't it? And number 8 is this Christian nutbag who believes the popular game Pokemon Go is actually putting cyber demons into churches. I'm not making this shit up. Watch.
These Pokemon creatures are like virtual cyber demons.
Yes, digital demons.
Digital demons. Now, what if we find out that Pokemon Go is primarily, the demons are primarily being located inside churches?
They're in the churches, y'all.
Well, guess what? They downloaded an app in our office. We stood here and I watched them do it. They downloaded the Pokemon Go app.
They put
Doors,
demons in
windows,
the church, dudes.
And inside the True News building was a virtual cyber demon.
Oh my God.
You're going to have people coming to your church, walking in the doors looking for a Pokemon devil.
Oh God, you're so stupid. Seriously. Like,
And there are going to be pastors who are going to say, well, I think this is wonderful. I think this is great. It's bringing people to our church.
Get people in the door.
You don't understand the level of spiritual warfare that's being played against you.
You don't understand the level of spiritual warfare, dude. They're on a whole fucking next level, man. They're sending cyber demons into our churches. Look at all these demons. Gotta collect them all. Dude, it's a fucking game on a goddamn phone. What is wrong with you? I know you're just trying to scare your congregation into giving you money, but you guys are purposely reaching for new lows here. What else I gotta say?
They're spawning demons inside your church. They're targeting your church with demonic activity.
No, they're
Now,
not. It's a
I'm
game,
not
dummy.
afraid of a real devil or a digital devil. I'm not afraid of either one. The blood of Jesus
You
Christ
seem to be sort of afraid a little
takes
bit.
care of both of them.
Yes.
Okay, well then what's the problem?
But there are a lot of people, a lot of churches and pastors who are not going to be aware of the spiritual warfare that's
Well,
being
won't the blood
carried
of
out
Christ
against
save
them.
them, regardless?
But even a more darker, sinister
So sinister,
possibility
Pokemon Go.
is that this technology will be used by the enemies of the
Yes.
cross
What if the gays
to
get a hold of
target,
it?
locate, and execute Christians.
Oh my God, what? What? They're gonna use Pokemon Go to target and execute Christians? What the fuck are you even talking about?
Wake up, church.
Wake up, church! Pokemon gonna get you! At first it's all just fun and games, and the next thing you know, these little cyber demons are fucking you right in the ass! Wake up, church, before it's too late! So fucking stupid. Next up at number 7 are these fucking Target douchebags. This year Christians thought it was a great idea to march through Target, screaming at the Target employees because the corporate office put a policy in play in which lets trans people go to whatever bathroom they feel comfortable with. And of course, fuck trans people! You shouldn't feel comfortable enough to go to the bathroom you want to. So obviously, it requires a bunch of Christians to go through Target and scream at people. Here's one example.
Attention, Target shoppers! I hear that you are allowing men to go in the little girl's
No,
bathroom.
that is not true.
God
You heard wrong, bitch.
Almighty is angry with Target.
She speaks for God. God's so mad at you guys.
An abomination.
It's an Obama nation, get it?
You that call evil good and good evil.
Amen,
You
preacher.
have been warned. You are
So
cursed.
embarrassing.
My God, you are losing money. If you shop here, you should leave this Sodom and Gomorrah right now.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah at Target because trans people can use whatever the bathrooms they want.
Is to quit supporting sodomites.
Quit supporting
Amen,
sodomites!
Amen.
And there's multiple videos of this on YouTube. They're doing this all over the country as if though this is going to fucking help something. It's so stupid. Look, Christian idiots, nothing has fucking changed. If dudes want to dress up as women and sneak into the girls' bathroom and try to film and do bad shit, they can already fucking do it. They've already had the ability to always do it. And you know, some creeps do fucking do that shit. This bill is not going to stop them from trying. And if they do that, if someone does dress up like a woman and go in the bathroom and do some shady shit, then you arrest them just like you fucking always have. All this bill does is make sure that trans people who go use the bathroom in the normal manner can't fucking be charged with crimes over it and shit. Isn't your God supposed to be all about love and understanding? Isn't your God supposed to be about forgiveness and acceptance? Didn't Jesus hang out with lepers and whores? I swear you guys act so much unlike the Christ you pretend to follow. And next up at number 6 is actually a preacher I sort of love a little bit. The most arrogant, full of himself, mean preacher I've ever seen. Now, a lot of preachers are assholes, and they're mean to people outside of their congregation, But rarely do you see something so beautiful like this, where this dude's a total fucking asshole to the members of his own church. Let's watch.
Son, don't go to sleep while I'm talking. Hey, don't you lay your head back. I'm important.
I'm important.
I'm somebody.
Now,
you might do your English teaching,
motherfucker. Don't go to sleep
but I'm
while
not
talking.
teaching English. I'm teaching eternal life here. I love you. You know I love you. Have I convinced you I love you?
You know how much I love you? I'll embarrass you in front of everybody. That's how much I love you. That's the purest form of love. Wake up, motherfucker.
You say, well, he may never come back. Well, he ain't here now.
He shouldn't come back. An idiot to come
Where
back.
have you been?
Where you been, motherfucker?
And I noticed on the calendar I'm supposed to marry y'all. What makes you think I'd marry you? You're one of the sorriest church members I have. You're not worth 15 cents. And you want me to marry you to her? And you want to marry him? And he don't even know where he belongs? And you don't even know where you belong? Now, let me tell y'all, everybody here, how much I love these kids. Do you know I love you, sir? Stand up, big boy.
Stand up, big boy.
Do you know I love you?
Embarrass you for anybody.
All right. All right. Give me a little love. I'm the real deal.
I'm the real deal.
I know you are too, but you ain't been here.
I'm amazing. I'm a badass. Don't fuck with me.
You can't get this in any other church in town.
Yeah, we don't want this in any other church.
Now, y'all don't want me. All you got to do is tell me. We'll church fight, because I'll get my little Connie, and we'll get in her little Buick Enclave.
Move
it's
on.
paid for, and we'll sell what we need to sell. And we'll go on down the road, and we'll find some little podunk church that don't know up from down, and I'll find me a dozen Joe's baskets who don't have a pot or a window, and who will shout Jesus, and I'll give the rest of my life to them.
Bullshit, you will. You want that money. You ain't going to no smaller church,
I'm not interested in recreating the prostitute of the church.
This guy's
Man, you remember when I came here, Kelly? You remember where your wife was, where your sisters were? You remember where they were? And we made holy war. Do you remember that? Stay with me. Don't quit me.
Remember I helped you? You owe me.
Oh, Brandy's a sweet girl, and she's got her children. Yes, y'all are good and y'all are fine, but your children will turn on you if you don't hold up the standard and the banner of God. And if they don't turn on you, you'll just produce nice little whirlians.
Nice little whirlians. Oh, my God. So awful.
Are y'all keeping the camera on me back there in the little video room? Good.
Now it's about to bitch out people that actually help.
We're having trouble in the video room. There's no one finer than young Cox back there.
He's doing a great
and
job.
He comes down here and spends hours in that thing.
But
he has a little attitude adjustment that we're going to fix. Brother Cox, you listening? Because, Brother Cox, I can fix your attitude adjustment. And I don't care what your mama thinks and your daddy thinks. And I don't have a better friend than your mama. But, Mama, you get out of my way when I'm messing with that boy, because I'm his preacher. I'm yours when I'm talking to you.
Everybody.
But I'm his when I'm talking to him.
I'm God, motherfucker.
And last I checked, he's a grown man. And that video room ain't going to be a youth hangout.
You and your friends ain't hanging out in my video
You
room.
might as well
Fuck
just
y'all.
fix this thing.
Get off my lawn.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, if you don't know what you're doing wrong, son, you don't care.
You ain't doing nothing
about
wrong.
what
This guy's
I
a douche.
want to do right.
Don't pay no mind.
Because if you
leave
loved
that church
me
immediately, get away
and
from
you
this stupid
submitted
motherfucker.
to me, you'd know what my heart is and my message is, and you wouldn't go about establishing your own kingdom in the video room.
Don't establish your own kingdom in my video room. This guy's like the Kanye West of preachers. Total douchebag, but actually pretty entertaining. Next up, at number 5, is a total fucking dick who goes up to a bunch of kids waiting in line to take a picture with Santa and tells them Santa Claus is not real, but Jesus totally is, dudes. Let's watch this train wreck.
Hi, it's Pastor Dave Grisham
Pastor
here
David
for
Grisham
Last
here.
Frontier
I'm a fucking
Evangelism.
dickbag.
And
Worship every
today
day.
we're at the mall in Amarillo, Texas, And we're going to tell the children here today the truth that there is no Santa
And then lie to them
Claus,
about Jesus.
and that Christmas is about Jesus Christ. Jesus died on the cross to pay for their sins.
It's about a
Jesus
sacrifice.
was born in a
horrible,
manger
horrible
2016
sacrifice.
years
Not about
ago.
toys and fun,
So
kids.
Here we go. We're going to tell them the
We'll
truth.
tell them the truth. The Jesus truth.
Folks, my name is Pastor David.
Fuck off,
Kids,
Pastor
I
David.
wanted to tell you today that there is no such thing as Santa Claus.
Immediately they're like, oh,
Santa
Dick,
Claus
come on,
does not
dude.
exist.
Come on, you fucking
The Christmas
douche.
season is about
We're just trying to give our
Jesus.
kids a little
Jesus
fun.
was
Why you
born
ruin it for them?
2016 years ago.
You really think any of
He
this
was
is going to make
born
them
in
want to
a
worship
manger
Jesus more?
in a
Hell
small
no. It's only
town
going to push them
called
away.
Bethlehem. And that's the truth about Christmas. The man you're going to see today is just a man in a suit, dressed up
At least
like
he actually
Santa, but
exists.
Santa does not exist.
Neither does Jesus.
Santa's not
Neither
real.
is Jesus.
And parents, y'all need to stop lying to your children.
Dick,
and
you
telling
need to stop
them
lying to their
that
children.
Santa Claus is real when in fact he's not. When you substitute the lie of Santa Claus
With the
in
lie
the
of
heart
Jesus,
your child
that's called
for
religion.
the truth of Jesus Christ, you are bearing false witness against
And
God.
that's what you do. You are a
Don't
false
lie
prophet.
to your children and tell them there's such a thing as Santa when you know in
And then finally they're going to get a
reality
little pissed off at him.
that
They're
there
like,
are no
Dick,
flying
look,
reindeer.
we can teach our
There
kids
is no
whatever we want to. We
workshop
don't need
at
your
the North
fucking
Pole.
permission. Fuck off,
There is
asshole.
no elves making toys that you buy all the gifts and put them under the tree. That's all the truth. And there is no real Santa Claus.
That's enough, Dick.
There is
Shut the
no
fuck up,
Santa.
move along, prick. You said
It
your
is
piece.
not your
You made an
place
ass
to
of
lie to
yourself.
your children.
Fuck
Tell
off.
them the truth about
up.
Jesus
Shut up.
Christ.
Hey,
Tell them
shut
the
up.
truth
Dick.
about what Christmas is all
Put a
about.
sock in it.
That it's about Jesus
Fuck
and
your mama.
it's not about Santa Claus. There is no Santa Claus.
There is no Jesus.
There is no Santa
There is
Claus.
no Jesus.
It's about Jesus. Tell
It's
them
not even
the
about
truth.
Jesus. It's about Saturnalia.
Sir, don't put your hands on me.
They shouldn't touch him.
He
He should be able to say and record whatever he wants to without being
I got my kids
like
over
physically
there.
assaulted. I agree with that part.
We don't need you coming over here blabbing whatever the hell you blabbing.
I'm telling
Go
you the
on.
truth.
Just go,
But
Sal.
there is no
Don't be
Santa
blabbing. What you
Claus.
blabbing?
Go.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
not
I'm going to
leaving.
lie to your kids all I
You
want
keep
to.
your
You're
hands
lying to them. Why
yourself,
can't I
sir.
lie to
Don't
them?
Put your hands on people. That's
Then don't
assault.
come over here talking your mess.
And don't come over here and tell your children the truth that there is no Santa Claus.
That's not your decision for me to tell my kids what's
That's not the
truth
truth.
and what's not.
Anyway,
The truth is there is no Santa Claus.
you don't know what the truth is, dude.
There
I
is
have
no
no clue.
Santa, and
There
Christmas
is no
is about
Jesus.
Jesus.
And the parents are all right with that.
The parents are all right with lying to their kids.
Yes. Just like every Christian is okay with lying to their
It's a sin in the
kids.
eyes of God.
Although they probably don't know they're lying, I
There is
guess,
no
but they're
Santa.
still doing it anyway.
Santa's not real. Your
There is
parents
a
are
Santa.
lying to you. Don't believe it.
They want to punch this guy so bad, it's funny. He's such a dick. Worst way ever to try to spread Christianity. This is exactly why Christianity is dying. You motherfuckers don't know what you're doing. You come off so poorly. So please continue this bullshit. All you're doing is hastening the death of your religion. You're actually doing the world a favor by doing shit like this. Keep it up. And number 4 is an older clip that resurfaced this year. And I've never had a homosexual experience in my life, but after this, I have never wanted dick more. Let's watch.
This one woman was telling me, she said she was having sex with this man. She was sitting on top of him riding. And she said she had gotten into a groove, so, you know, she might have gripped his head, or she might have put her hands on his shoulders, or locked them around the back of his neck, so she made sure it was just like a horse. She had that saddle, and she had the rope, so she couldn't let go. And as she got into that groove, she's sitting on him, she rocking, and she rolling her rhythm, and she just forgotten where she was. She got into a deep state of euphoria, because she said the dick was good.
She had an out-about experience
But
on
it's
that
on the
dick.
problem, though. She said the dick was
That woman
so
just looked at her
good
like, what
that
are
as
you
she
talking
started
about?
rocking, she
What
just
is
got into it, and
happening
all of
right
a
now?
sudden, she said, something just hit her. Bam! All upside his head. Just slapped him. Dick will make you
Slap
slap somebody.
Dick will make
So
you slap
y'all need
somebody.
to remember that. That's why I'm trying to
Good
deal with
dick.
the fact. Wait a minute.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh.
What are we talking about? What just
Now
happened?
you telling me your story, and then you switch it on me and say the woman in ecstasy and turn around and slap somebody.
She slapped him upside the head. And I said, why did you slap? She said, I couldn't help it. She just
Now
got
I know your audience. Okay.
Okay.
No,
okay,
go
ahead.
ahead.
I don't know what the fuck's happening, girl. This is
Finish your story.
finish
I
your
wanna hear how
story.
she slapped.
Like, what?
I told you, she said she just got into this groove. She found her rhythm. See, that's what women don't realize. That's one reason why we get caught. Because the penis is a very
penis.
powerful organ. It's a very
deep spiritual, sexual,
It's really deep.
slap somebody. Heat-seeking missile.
It's a heat-seeking missile. That's what it is.
It's just like a rocket, see.
It is.
And inside of every rocket, there's information encoded in it for it to do what it do. He's in her. They have become one on that spiritual, sexual level. So she starts to find the groove, and the parts of his penis start hitting the parts of her vagina walls, harmonizing them, making them sing. And so she feel like she's in church, jumping and shouting because that man hitting them walls like she needed to hit them walls. So she said it was so good. And she relaxed, and she said at one instant it was feeling so good to her, the thought crossed her mind that he might let somebody else have a little sample of that. She said it's just the feeling of being caught up in the pleasure and then thinking about, wait a minute, he might do this right here. So she just slapped him. So I'm just saying sometimes we have to be aware that because dick will make you slap somebody in the face.
Dick will make you
lose control.
Simple as that.
Dick will make you pull a gun and shoot somebody in the damn face. See, you got to be careful. That's why, because a lot of us have really gone overboard with this. I told you.
Dick will make you shoot somebody. You got to be careful as shit with that, folks. And this is not so much a Christian fail, but just funny as fuck. No one has ever sold dick better to me in my life. I got to be honest. And next up, at number 3, I had to include this fucking hate pastor. He's actually become really popular because, unfortunately, in this world, the bigger the asshole you are, the more people want to follow you sometimes. And just to show you guys, this is the type of hate that the far-right Christian conservatives are spewing in this country right now.
About the shooting in Orlando, I guess a Muslim terrorist went into a gay bar and shot him up, and there's 50 sodomites, homosexuals that have been killed. The good news is that there's 50 less pedophiles in this world because, you know, these homosexuals are a bunch of disgusting perverts and pedophiles. That's who was a victim here, are a bunch of just disgusting homosexuals at a gay bar, okay?
Look, I know why this guy's doing this. He's just trying to be controversial to get attention, and I'm actually doing exactly what he wants by giving him attention. But this message is not for him. This message is for anybody who goes to his church and anybody who gives this motherfucker money. You are a disgusting human being. You are a piece of human shit. You are the worst representative for what religion should be in this world, and you are the exact reason that it's dying out. Because the kids these days are rejecting your hate. They see right through you. They don't want any part of it. You're on the wrong side of history, and the quicker you jump off this hate train, the better it'll be for yourself. And number 2 on the list, of course, has to be Ken Ham's Ark Encounter. Ken Ham claimed that Noah and his couple sons built this fucking giant boat by themselves. Then he spent tens of millions of dollars proving it, including every piece of modern construction hardware he could possibly get his hands on, and hundreds of thousands of man hours. And it's still a boat that won't even fucking float, much less house even a small percentage of 2 of every animal on Earth, much less all the fresh food and water all that shit would need to eat and drink. Like, what the fuck, America? This is why we can't have nice things. It's just so fucking embarrassing that it's 2017 now and we're still dealing with this kind of primitive bullshit. Aren't we ever going to grow past this ancient bullshit? Well, if you look at number 1 on this list, the answer, unfortunately, is no. Because number 1 on the list is not actually a Christian fail. It's a Christian success. The failure is for the rest of us who allow this shit to happen. Number 1 is all the things evangelicals are saying right now about Donald Trump's victory. Let's have a listen.
So now that Trump is elected, I'm very excited about it because I see now what God is doing. First of all, he stopped the left in its tracks. He stopped Hillary Clinton and put a man in place that was a strong leader, which the country was begging for. And it didn't matter what his policies were. People wanted a huge change.
Didn't matter what his policies
in the
was.
direction of the federal government. So now that I see, I think I see what God's intentions were, is that here's a man that basically is a clean slate. And we being Christian constitutionalist conservatives have an opportunity to fill in that slate. And he's doing it on his own. I mean, look at the people he's putting around him. It's very impressive. Mike Pence.
Look at the Tea Party he's filling his cabinet with. Look at the Tea Party Christians he's filling his cabinet with.
And others. It's really exciting to see him doing that because there again, we're going to have, we being strong Christian conservatives, are going to have an opportunity to really turn this country around in a bold way.
Graphic of the entire night. This is when...
Now, hang on. This is New York Times.
Yes.
This is New York Times showing when the night started, they predicted that Hillary had an 80% chance of winning.
That's right.
And that Trump had a 20% chance of winning.
That's
so
right.
you move along.
But then you look along the timeline, and exactly, this is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We went on the air.
That's when we went on Daystar.
We went on Daystar.
Thank you, Marcus Lamb, right there.
At 7:30 at night, we went on the air, but we have a prayer room here. Yeah. We had people all across the United States joining with our prayer room here in Dallas in prayer, and look what happened. This was the moment when the whole race broke, when prayer began, the church came out, and then we see a 30-point swing here, a 30-point swing here, and now we see the swing to 95% chance of winning Trump.
Yeah, it was all Michelle Bachmann's prayers, people. All the prayers that came before that were totally ignored by God. Then when Michelle Bachmann and her people suddenly decided to pray, that's when God started to listen right there. Because unlike anybody else, apparently Michelle Bachmann pretty much has a direct line to God. You would have thought he would have helped her win and keep her seat in Congress. But it gets even scarier, folks.
Year, and will be done by September of the coming year. So, and by the way, that was Rabbi Meir Horowitz 300 years ago, working on Daniel's time and half a time, and he set a date. He set a date 300 years ago. He said, this will all happen. The Messiah will arrive. The end times will begin in the Jewish calendar year 5777. The rabbis have held that dear to them since then. What is that? That's 2016 to 2017. Messiah will arrive. Now, they're looking at Donald Trump. One of the rabbis illustrated how his name in the gematria, the numerology of his name, actually means Messiah. Now, there's some weird stuff here that's going on. So think about this for a moment. In the Jewish Zohar, 700 years ago in medieval Aramaic, Orthodox Jews speculated about when will the Messiah be on the earth, right? And in the Vieira section of the Zohar, they said he will arrive on earth in the year 57, he will make himself known in the year 5773, which was 2012 to 2013. Oddly enough, Trump goes to Israel in 2012, decides not to run for U.S. president, meets with heads of states, comes out of that. You can watch the YouTube on television, and he starts talking to the Jewish people, telling them to vote for Benjamin Netanyahu and the Likud party, which they did, right? Mm-hmm. Wow. But what the Zohar said was he will be identified. From that day and forward, there have been at least a dozen Jewish rabbis that have said the Messiah is on earth now. He's been identified. He is soon going to make himself known. Well, some key things have to happen for the messianic figure in the Jewish mindset. For the Messiah to arrive, you can't think of him like we think of Messiah. We think of Messiah after the model of Jesus. He's the Son of God, divine birth, all of that. That's not the way the Jews look at the Messiah. They're looking for a king. They're looking for a political leader. As a matter of fact, Messiah to them means the anointed one, and it goes back to the ancient days when they would anoint a king and recognize him as this is the man that God sent. And what they're looking for is several things. First of all, they're looking for somebody in a political figure who can lead decisive battles in defense of Israel. This is why the only politician on the face of the earth that was standing up and saying, if I'm elected president, I'm going to be the biggest friend that Israel's ever had. We're going to undo the Iran deal, well, blah, 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 right? And being a friend of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Every politician
Secondly,
sucks
they're
Israel's
looking
dick.
for,
Every
when the
single one
Messiah
of them.
comes,
It's ridiculous.
There will be an ingathering of Jews from around the world back into the Holy Land. That's why the rabbis, on the eve of his election, went on television and said, we need to call now Jews from around the world, come back to Jerusalem because the Messiah is here, right?
Yes.
There's another thing. Thirdly, they talk about when he arrives, he is going to reinstitute the temple service. So what was the second thing they did? They called on Trump and Putin to use their power to rebuild the temple and to reinstitute the temple service. I'm not saying that they think he is the Messiah. What I actually think is that most of the rabbis there think he's John the Baptist and the Messiah is about to appear. He's the forerunner. He's the guy that's going to start the message in the wilderness, and the Messiah is going to come in on his heels. And so we need the temple service. We need to get back into Israel, the Messiah. Now, why are they saying that? They have identified somebody. I mean, there could be a few rabbis there that think he's the Messiah. The other third key is he has to be of the Davidic dynasty. He has to be of the Davidic bloodline. And there is an effort right now to go back through the European monarchy, cousins of President Donald Trump.
There you have it, folks. Donald Trump is God's messenger. He might be the Messiah. And according to these crazy Christians, he was sent here to bring about Armageddon. Never thought I'd see myself agree with crazy Christians, but they might be right about this one. And yes, since he won, Donald Trump has done almost nothing but put crazy Christian Tea Party conservatives in his cabinet. Crazy Christian Tea Partiers have taken over our entire government right now. And it's not really a Christian fail, it's an American fail. Because the ones that lose this one are all of us. The nightmare scenario for the skeptic community has happened. Crazy Christian Tea Party conservatives have taken over our entire government. The one thing we should have been fighting tooth and nail against to make sure it didn't happen has happened. So number one on the top 10 Christian fails of 2016 is not a Christian fail at all. It's an American fail, because we all shit the bed big time, in my opinion. But hey, I'm still optimistic. Maybe we'll get these motherfuckers out of here in 4 years. To do so, all we got to do is keep doing what we're doing. Spreading reason and logic. Fuck yes.